What we're going to be doing is still messing with section 6.5 today. We started this on, last Friday we started this. So section 6.5, it's called Finding the Base. Okay, now today we're going to walk through the two different problems that I want, and then we're going to do new ways of looking at them. And we're going to try to look at the second method. I've been hinting at that there's a second method of doing these problems. I want to look at that today before we get to the next section. Because the next section, the second method is actually the easier method of doing these. So, because you guys really have been showing me that you're really good at doing what we're doing right now. But the third section, the next section we're going to do, which is section 6.6, gets a little more challenging. And I want to show you the shortcut for it. So still same vocabulary terms that we've been working with. The vocabulary that we currently know as of this moment is base, percentage, and rate. And our goal today is to go through this so you know when you look at a problem, which one is which. And so that's why when we were looking at the Chromebook on Friday, we only did one problem. We kind of looked at how do you set this problem up, and you guys are really quick at doing that. But I want to talk about that today, and I want to do some of the examples of this. So let's write this first example down. So here we go. 6 is 53% of, let's get rid of all this stuff on the board. Let's have pre-calc right there still. Troy, did you need those formulas still?
No.
The conversions? Okay. What number? Perfect. Okay. All right, here we go. We're gonna do this problem like normal. I'm gonna do 2 of these, and we're gonna go through the new method. So let's go in order like we did the other day. Sam, we'll start with you. What do we start with? I'm writing it down.
That's 6. So
6. Okay.
Do you have to put that in a percentage
Oh.
when we get over there?
It's over there. Okay. Connor, next one. The word is.
Times.
Oh.
What's not times? Is
Oh.
It's equals.
Equals. Perfect. Okay, keep going. Eric. We're at the 53%. 0.53. Got 0.53. Okay. Okay, we're back to Sam.
I was going to say,
Okay.
can you put 0.
Yeah, 0.53 or 0.53 is the same.
Of is times.
Of is times. Okay, good. That's the multiplying. And now if you want to put the little X symbol, that's fine. If you want to put the little dot, that's fine. I prefer the dot. I mean, that's the way we've been talking about in class.
Of what number?
Okay. And Connor, when it says what number, what do we need to put there?
Y.
Yeah, just a variable. Yeah. Some type of letter. So if you wanted to use Y, I use W's just because I always try to pick a letter that doesn't mimic anything else. All right. So now this is the type of problem that we've been working with. Okay. These are the ones that we did all last week. You guys seemed really good at these when we were doing the math. The only difference between Friday's and today's stuff was we're going to try a second method of actually solving this. Okay? So for instance, on this one, we want to get the y by itself. So we have to take this number to the other side and you do what we call the inverse operation. Now the inverse operation is a fancy way of saying we're going to do the complete opposite operation. That's what we should be thinking of. So keyword instead of inverse is opposite. So we're going to keep going here. So Eric, what is the opposite of multiplying?
Dividing.
Dividing. We're going to divide by that number. You're going to divide by the number you drag across. So my answer that I'm going to be writing down is this. We're going to take 6 and we're going to divide by the number you drag across. We're dividing by that 0.53. And that'll be the y number. Okay. I have your beverage. It's in my fridge to keep it cold.
Oh,
so
you're the best. Still in here, Tori?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to stay. I'll stay in there and work. Okay, now I think we're back to Sam. Do you have a calculator on you?
No.
Nope. Connor, do you have one? Okay. Eric, you got one?
Can't do it.
I'll get it.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll hand it out to all 3 of you. I'd like you to type these in, and I'd like to know the answer for this problem that we're going to look at. a second method of doing this. Alright. So, I think we're back to Sam. I think you're up on this one. Alright, Sam, I think you're up here.
And am I doing that?
Yep. 6 divided by 0.53, please. What do we get? It'll be a decimal of some sort.
11.32.
11.32. Okay, that makes sense to me. Is that what kind of where I was getting if you guys second that?
11.3207.47.
Okay, yeah. Bunch of decimal places. Okay, yeah. Alright, I like that. 2 decimal places, we're fine. This number, this is the base. Now, why that makes sense to me? The base is technically the bigger number. Not the biggest in the problem, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's bigger than the other number. I always ignore the percent number. That's not the number I'm looking at. So what I'd like you to do above your problem, if you've written this problem down, you need to put this number right here is the percentage. You need to label this. This is the percentage. It is the smaller group. It is the small group of whatever problem we're working on. What I mean by that is, let's say we're doing like a.
I dropped something.
I noticed.
Roll away.
So.
Oh, we can come back.
All right, there
I'm not
we
really.
go. All right. I tried.
That's gonna go.
All right.
Stop right behind you.
Oh, watch out here.
You're gonna stop right at
Water. All right.
Right here.
All right. What I mean by this percentage has to be the smaller number of the group. So if you're trying to figure like a percent of a large group of people, a percent of it is a smaller group. That's what they call the percentage. It's the small group of people you're looking at. This is the rate, this number right here. This is the rate of what you're looking for. Maybe it's a certain number, like in our case, 53% of a certain group. It's a certain number we're looking for. And then the number that always comes after the word of, this is your base number. The base number should be the large group of people you're taking a poll of. Now, why am I talking about people? Well, one of the sections we're going to do this year, we're going to talk about voting. That's one of the things I like to talk about in general math. We talk about,
Too young to vote.
yeah, but we're going to talk about that the method we use in the United States, maybe that's not the best method of voting. And we're going to talk about there's different types of voting, not just majority vote, there's runoff, and there's other ones. So
There's the college.
there's a lot, yeah, the electoral college and all that good stuff. Is it the best way of doing it?
There's
So
too
we're
many
gonna
ways to
look at
vote
that.
today.
Yeah,
So.
what do you say?
All right, so that's what we're going to look at today. The goal today, does everyone have this problem down and do you have it all labeled? Okay, here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to set this problem up off to the side. I'd like you to make 2 bars with an equal sign in between them. Okay, it's supposed to be 2 fractions. So, on one of the fractions, the first fraction, you're going to put 100 on the bottom. Okay. On the top of it, you're going to write the word rate. On the other side, the other fraction, on the top, you're going to put percentage.
Can I just put like the actual percentage?
Percentage. Not quite. Actually, write the word percentage, or write small group. Maybe that's a better word to put small group.
Yeah, just put the percentage.
And on the bottom, you need to put base, which is the large group.
Base.
Okay. What this is my shortcut for how I can do these problems without ever having to do Algebra 1. This is my shortcut. The rate on that is the number that always has the word percent after it. So, what is this number here? That's the number you put there, and you don't even write it as a decimal. You actually just write the number 53, which I know is really weird. It's different than doing it in an algebra class. We're going to put 53 over 100. So it's whatever number has the word percent after it, that's your rate. Okay? Now, on the other side, the base is always the word that comes after the word of. Well, if you don't know it, let's say the number that comes after the word of, it's saying a variable. That's the variable you put on the bottom. So I know, like Connor, you said earlier, you like to use the letter Y. That would be the letter where I put it, because I'm missing the number.
Confuse people.
I'm trying to put the number after the word of. Well, I don't have it, so I'm going to put a Y in that spot. And my small number is the only number that was left. So in this case, the other number that I was given was the number 6. Now, what I'd like you to do is on your calculator, I'd like you to try to solve that proportion. Now, what do you guys remember about proportions? This is something you guys did a lot. Yep, it's a little fish, right? I always call it fish method. You start with the number above or below the y, you cross multiply, and then you divide by the last number, and it looks like a goldfish when you get done. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm taking 6 times 100,
Hey, guess what?
and then dividing by 53, and guess what? You still get 11.32. Am I correct? Am I correct on how that works? So if you type it in your calculator,
Go.
so type it in, 6 times 100, divide by 53, check that it is giving you the correct number.
Oh, I already checked, and you're correct.
Okay, good, so. All right, what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try on this next section, the next, not today's, but the next section, we're gonna try to use the shortcut. The shortcut, the reason why I'm doing it this way, it will actually tell you your answer right away, okay? As opposed to doing this,
Oh, I like
where you have to do 2 steps, and then you get to the answer. Where you have to set up the algebra problem, and then you have to do the work, and then you might have to convert the answer. So that's something we're gonna look at later, okay? Any questions right now? Okay,
But did
what
you
time,
say
I think
we
we're out of
do
here
it
at 1, so we have a little bit of time. Let's do one more problem. I said we have one more problem I wanna go over. 2 problems total. Okay, does everyone have that written down now?
Yep.
Let's do one more. Okay, here we go.
Oh, excuse me.
Alright, here we go. Da, da, da. Okay, I'm gonna leave that little shortcut on the board. We're gonna use it here in a minute. Alright. Sam, give me a number, please. Sam, give me any number you like.
5.
Okay. 5% of what number is, now Connor, give me any other number you like. Any number, and preferably not a decimal.
21.
21? Okay.
21.
21.
That's our go-to number.
Okay, boom. I'll put a question mark there. Okay, here we go. So this is my story problem. It's just like the one we just did a little bit ago. Okay, but this time we're gonna do it in algebra, then we're gonna go back to this way to show you that it does work out. Okay, so let's do the algebra. So Eric, you're up first. 5%, how do I write that as a percent?
Like 5.
Not 0.5, but 0.05,
0.5.
because it's 5%. If it's 50, it'd be 0.50, okay? It's always gotta be a 2-digit number, okay? All right, good. Keep going, Sam. The word of?
Of is
Times, okay, multiply. Eric, we're back to you. Pick a variable.
Okay.
Don't you about it?
Pick any letter, variable.
B.
V, okay.
Yep.
All right, counter. The word is. Equals sign, thank you. And Sam, we're back to you again. Last number?
21.
21, boom. Okay, now we're gonna solve this using algebra methods. So we're gonna take this number across, and now I'm back to Connor. When we, geez, I didn't draw that far enough. When we take this 0.05 to the other side, what do we have to do with it? What is the opposite of multiplying? You take to the other side.
Divide.
Divide. So this is what we're gonna write down. 21 divided by 0.05. Okay, type that in. I'd like to see it. Eric, you're up on my answer this time.
Okay.
I'd like you to type that in. Let's see what you get.
5 divided
21. Divided by.
That's gonna give you the
420.
Say again.
420.
420.
Nothing.
Okay. Is that correct? Everyone's
Yes.
got it? Perfect. All right. So that number makes sense to me. The reason why. This number that comes after the word of. Okay, so we're back up front. Okay. I'll start with Sam. What word comes after the word of?
The.
is.
So we have 3 options. Base, percentage, or rate. What comes after the word of? Base. So this is our base. So we're missing the base in this case. Okay? That's what we're finding. Okay? Connor, what is
Yes.
the percent called? This thing, 5%. We already used base, we already checked that one out.
Rate?
It's the rate, good.
I was
So when they
totally
say-
guessing right
Oh,
there.
you got a good guess. So, and then the last one, Eric,
Percentage.
percentage. Okay, so now that we know this, now we can fill these numbers in on my actual problem over here, and we can actually solve. All right, so rates. So that was the number we just said a little bit ago. So Connor, you were on the rate. What was our rate on that problem? What was our number?
5.
5. We put the 5 on the top, because the rate goes on the top of the 100. Okay? So we're on to Eric. You were the percentage. What was the percentage number on the story problem?
5.
Now, percentage?
21.
21. It's the small group. I know that always seems weird. Okay? And Sam, which number was your base?
Blank.
The,
V.
V.
B. There's our blank. It could be any variable we
Y.
want. Okay? All right. Now,
Oh,
when we solve this, so we're going to keep going in order. Okay? So what number are we going to start with first? So we're on to Connor. So when this is our percent, or when this is our proportion, how do you solve this?
5 divided by 100.
Nope. Nope. We're not gonna start with that. If we're solving the proportion.
5 divided by 21.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Say it.
21 to 100 to
Yep.
the 5.
Okay. Good. You're gonna draw a little goldfish.
That's when that you do that.
Yeah. It's
That,
when,
I always thought that was like multiplication that you would have to do that.
nope. So all right.
Fractions.
So fractions. So diagonally, you take 21 times the 100 because you're going diagonal, and then you're going to divide by the 5, and that gives you the v. It looks like a goldfish when you get done. So what do we get?
Divided by 5.
Yep.
It was 100 divided by 5.
It was 21,
And then whatever the
Times the
answer was
100.
for that,
and then divide by 5.
420.
Boom. It's the same answer every time. Okay. I'd like to have your Chromebook out. Log back into the website that I gave you on Friday, but have your notes out still.